You ever swear you saw something out of the corner of your eye, only for it to vanish a second later? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to dig into exactly why that happens. And it all kicks off with one simple question.
So, can you? I mean, we all think we can, right? We count on our eyes to give us the stone cold truth about the world. But what if they're not always showing you the whole story? You know what? Let's not just talk about it. Let's put it to the test. Right now.
All right, do this with me. Look right at the face on the screen. Got it? Now, just slowly lean back from your screen or move your phone a bit further away. See that? Did you see it change? Yeah, that just happened. And no, it's not a glitch or a video trick. So the real question is, what in the world is going on? Okay, that little wait, what moment you just had, that's exactly what we're diving into. This is the paradox of sight. It's all about this huge, surprising gap between the raw data your eyes are actually collecting and the final polished picture your brain decides to show you. And I have to say it again, that changing face was not some clever video effect. It was a trick of your own mind. It's the perfect little window that shows us how your brain isn't just watching the world, it's actively building your reality every single second.
So, here's the fundamental disconnect, right? On one hand, you've got your eyes. Think of them as just data collectors, grabbing this constant, chaotic stream of light and lines and color. But on the other hand, what you actually experience is, well, this, a clear, stable, meaningful image. So how do we get from that messy data to a clean picture? That's the billion-dollar question.
And this is where we get to the big aha moment. See, it's easy to think our brain is just a perfect translator, right? Taking in data, spitting out a perfect copy. But the truth? It's doing something way more creative and, frankly, a lot more like a gamble. This is the absolute key. Vision isn't really sight, it's inference. What does that mean? It means your brain isn't just a passive observer, it's an active detective, constantly making its best educated guess about what's out there based on clues that are often, well, pretty incomplete. Okay, so the fancy scientific name for this is top-down processing. I know it sounds a bit technical, but the idea is actually super simple. Imagine your brain is a seasoned detective. It shows up to a crime scene, but it doesn't start from scratch. No way. It comes with years of experience, gut feelings, and a pretty good idea of what usually goes down. It's not just gathering clues, it's looking for the clues that fit the story it already expects to find. So it all happens in a flash, but it's basically a three-step process. First, boom, your eyes grab some raw data. Second, your brain instantly searches its massive mental library for a match. And third, it generates its best guess and serves that up to you as reality, all in a fraction of a second. So you really got to toss out that old idea of the brain being a camera, just passively recording everything. It's not. It's an active, full-on prediction engine. It's constantly running little simulations, placing bets on what's about to happen next. Right, prediction engine sounds cool and all, but how do we know this is really happening? Well, that's where optical illusions come in. They're not just fun little party tricks. For scientists, they're like a secret weapon. They're how we can catch the brain's prediction machine red-handed. So let's look at our first piece of evidence, the hollow face illusion. And trust me, this is one of the most powerful and kind of spooky demonstrations of this whole idea you'll ever see. So here's the puzzle. If you look at the inside of a mask, you know, the hollow part, your brain almost always refuses to see it that way. Instead, it shows you a normal face popping out at you. But why? The information from your eyes is screaming, hey, this thing is hollow. So why does your brain basically lie to you? It's pretty wild. Your brain has spent your whole life learning one very simple, very powerful rule. Faces stick out. They just do. And that rule has created this super strong face model in your head. So when your eyes send back conflicting data, the model is so powerful it just overrides the facts. Your brain basically says, nope, I don't believe you. Faces look like this, and it shows you what it expects to see. Your past experience literally changes what you perceive right now. Okay, so we've got this idea that a strong mental model can just steamroll the raw data from our eyes. Now, let's use that exact same logic to finally solve the mystery from the very beginning. That thing you saw? It's called a hybrid image, and it's all about forcing your brain to make a choice. Now, to get how this works, we just need one quick concept: spatial frequencies. It's way simpler than it sounds, I promise. Think about it like music. You have high notes, the sharp, detailed sounds, and you have low notes, that deep, blurry bass rumble. Images are the exact same. High frequencies are all the sharp, fine details you see up close. Low frequencies are the blurry, general shapes you see from far away. And this is the genius trick of a hybrid image. It literally mashes two different images together. One is made of only high frequencies, all sharp details. The other is made of only low frequencies, just blurry shapes. So when you're right up close, your brain locks on to all that sharp detail. But as you move back, those fine lines just disappear, and your brain has no choice but to switch its attention to the blurry, low-frequency image that was hiding there all along. It has to pick a best guess based on how far away you are, and that is why the image magically changes on you. So, okay, illusions are cool. They can fool our brain's prediction engine. But what about, the rest of the time, when we're just living our lives? Well, the takeaway here is actually way bigger than you might think. And here it is, the big idea. Your perception of the world isn't the world itself. It's not a perfect photograph. It's more like a personalized simulation that your brain builds for you. It's incredibly useful for getting around and, not walking into walls. But it is not the raw, unfiltered truth. You know that old saying, you don't see with your eyes, you see with your brain? It always sounds like a nice little phrase, right? But after what we've just gone through, you can see that it's literally true. Your eyes are just the hardware, the lenses. Your brain is the powerful software doing all the editing to create the final movie you get to watch. Which leaves us with one last, kind of mind-bending question to chew on. If the reality you see with your own two eyes is just your brain's best guess, what else is it guessing about? Think about it. Your memories, your decisions, your feelings. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it?